Hello everyone, welcome back to the Boudoir. Do we notice anything different around here? Do we hear any differences? Do we see anything going on? Is this obvious enough? As you can clearly hear, we finally have our microphone fixed. So now we got that crispy, nice audio. We got the wind cover. So when I'm like all in the microphone, it's not as loud and distracting. We're back on business, okay? Shout out to the people that were streaming me this whole time, listening to that camera audio. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just, there's nothing that compares to that good old microphone. So honestly, thank you so much. The production budget is budgeting, okay? Speaking of production budget, okay, as you can see, I am carrying something very special. This is the very first sample piece in the new Boudoir merch collection that's going to be dropping very soon. The design is very girly. It's very the Boudoir. It's that classic pink with that script font. It's so cute. I'm so proud of it. So yes, you can expect these to be on sale very, very, very soon. I'm still in the final process of like perfecting the design. Like as you can see, it's cute, but it needs to be a little bolder. So like I had to go back and fix it. By the way, I'm literally doing this from scratch, like literally pulling these design skills out of my booty hole. I'm a very creative person. I can put into words exactly what I would want my merch line to look like. But when it comes to actually graphic designing myself, that's where I was like a little nervous with this whole thing. But I'm super happy with how everything turned out. This is just one piece in the whole collection. We're going to be doing a lot of tank tops since the summer's right around the corner. We got some cute little canvas tote bags when you're going to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. You can rep the Boudoir wherever you're going. It's very cute, if I say so myself. It's very cute. I tried to keep it like as wearable as possible. I didn't want it to just be like a bunch of logos slapped onto things. Like I actually wanted it to be things that you guys could style, you guys could wear. But I'm just so happy. I've been wanting to do this merch collection. I'm gonna put this down because I've been wanting to do this merch collection for so long. So I'm so excited that I'm finally like seeing it in real life, like actually bringing my visions to life. So I cannot wait to share that with you guys. Like I said, I still have some loose ends to tie up. Like I gotta finish the website. I gotta like finish all of that like techie stuff. This is like my very first time doing all of this. So I'm literally teaching myself on the fly, on the job. Let me tell you something. Unemployment will have you be the most creative, the most scrappy, the most productive ever in your life. Turns out when you're not dedicating 40 hours a week to a company, you actually have time to do things you enjoy and things you've actually wanted to do for a while. So I'm using this time to my advantage, you know, making blessings out of shortcomings, and I'm having the time of my life right now. So keep your calendars marked. I'm gonna probably leave something in the description box to just start collecting emails so you guys can be updated whenever we drop the merch collection, but expect it sometime. I'm gonna say maybe like June, July at the absolute latest, but it's definitely gonna be perfect for the summertime. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of the collection just so you guys can see what to expect. So this first design I'm so excited about. It's so quirky. It's so like me and obnoxious. It's I love the Boudoir, like that classic I love New York tank top. Super touristy, super funny, but I still think it's very on brand for this podcast. We also have that pink script that we talked about. It's going to be so cute and dainty and wearable. That was the main focus. Dainty, cute, glamorous, but wearable. And then my personal favorite, or one of my personal favorites, they're all my favorites, but like one of my personal favorite slogans is the world's hottest yapper, okay? Because as you're going to see from this episode, we're not really talking about anything. We're talking about anything we want to talk about, okay? I so wish I had those samples coming in. Whenever I do get those samples, I'm going to post a short or something, or maybe I'll post like a vlog of me unboxing them as like a bonus episode. But I really wish I had that shirt for today, because that's what we're doing. We're going to be yapping. But yeah, really fun, really cute. It's going to be, you know, something that I would like to grow and scale. That's another thing I wanted to talk about with you guys, like the future of this podcast and what I want to do. First of all, I'm like in the works of trying to create some sort of podcast studio from home. So I'm going to be looking into like DIYing that. That's another thing I can maybe vlog, maybe on this channel or my personal channel, heyieasha. But I'm going to like, I want to scale this podcast. Like right now I'm sitting at about 520 subscribers, which each and every single one of you, I would give a small little kiss on the forehead, because thank you for subscribing. What the heck? Like, you want to listen to me yap. Wow. Love you. But I'd like to scale because as you guys know, my little background, my lore story, I went to school for broadcast journalism, TV production. I've always wanted to either host my own show or just do something in that realm. I'm really looking to expand this year and just the coming years. I want to guest star on other people's podcasts that are like kind of similar to mine. I'd like to, shoot my shot and maybe go on like those bigger podcasts. I'd love to have different types of guests on my show, people that are working on their dreams, people that I've had to learn how to hone in their confidence, the things that we like to talk about on here. I don't know, like who could you guys see me interviewing or like me going on their show? Let me know in the comments because like I'm trying to find people that are similar to what we do here, which is like internet analysis, confidence tips, movie analysis, like, brainy hot girl stuff, whatever. I don't know. There's a whole lot I want to do. Like, trust me, this is just the beginning. It's just, things cost money. Let's just be real. Things cost money, and sometimes your aspirations are bigger than what your pockets look like in the current reality. That's not to say that it's not going to happen. These are just me planting the seeds for what's to come in the future. So all of that to say, merch coming soon, but I want to scale the show. Like, seriously, I want to expand my reach. I want to reach new audiences, but I still want to keep that community feel that we've cultivated together. Like, I really like the relationship that we've built. It's not messy here. We're not like tearing other people down. We're actually leaving like thought-felt comments, or just like we're contributing to help one another, and we're just like sharing information. And I really like what we've built here, and I want to continue growing upon that in the future. So that, like, I don't have a team or anything. I don't have management. I don't have sponsorships even right now. That's something I definitely would love to work towards in the future. Definitely finding sponsors that align with what I talk about. I don't want to just take whatever that comes. Like, I actually want it to align with whatever I do here and things that I would actually use, That's something that I'm going to be working on this year, just figuring out how to brand myself, how to, pick the things that are my pillars and like what I want to be known for. It's a lot harder than you think it is, because you kind of do there's just like internal battle, I feel like, with wanting to maintain your privacy a little bit and like wanting to maintain a little bit of like a personal professional wall. But then at the same time, real stories is what connects people. Real stories and being authentic is what makes people want to listen, and what makes people care, because they can see themselves in you. And I really value that. I really value authenticity. It's not like I would ever fake my personality or like hide things about myself, but it's just a matter of how do I want to be perceived? What kind of message do I want to put out there? How, like, if somebody were to describe Heyieasha, if somebody were to describe the Boudoir, what would they say? And those are the questions that I've been asking myself lately. Like, as much as this is a hobby, like, this is also a career aspect of mine. Like, this is just something I've always wanted to do. I've always loved talking to people. I've always loved hearing myself talk. Let's just be real. I love to hear myself talk. And so I love that I get to do that here for like 30 minutes a week. It's been really cool not only to see other people comment and to like resonate with what I'm talking about, or to say that they've taken something new that they can learn and apply to their lives, sometimes even teaching me things. I think that's the most valuable part, is like, you're not just speaking into a void. Even if a video doesn't do well, I'm somebody that, like, before in my YouTube career, when I thought I wanted to be like the next fashionista influencer, just getting a bunch of Shein packages every week, that type of frivolous stuff. Not to say that that's not important and that's not something I still somewhat desire, like working with fashion brands, because that's a whole other animal, a whole other side of my career that I'm trying to tap into. But it's more about an impact. Like, I want to produce meaningful work because I respect your time here. I respect my time here. And I just want my brand on social media to be something that I can be proud of and something that can help others. These are the types of things that I've been considering, even with the type of content that I do. Not that I've ever really fallen into like the call out culture type thing, or like the messiness, but sometimes we do bring stuff from TikTok on here, which low key we about to do today because we're going to talk about something later. But I just want to be mindful of how I'm using my platform, because if I do want to see larger success in the future, I think it's my responsibility to build something that I can be proud of, and not just something willy-nilly, not just posting videos to get clout, not just posting rage bait for the sake of making money. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make money in that moment, but like, why would you even want to build your brand off of making people like anxious and upset and riled up? Like, that's just not something I would want to do. So it's all about intentionality. I'm really trying to move with intention, but also allowing myself to have fun. Like, even with this whole Disney Princess series, like that, I never really considered doing media analysis on the channel when I first started the podcast. I don't know, allowing myself to go back to that part of my childhood and just be whimsical. I feel like that really has transformed something in me, and it has made me want to like expand the horizons of this podcast, see how big it can get. Like, not pigeonhole myself to self-help, but I could also do analysis. I could also do just talking videos. I can also have different hosts on here. I mean, I can also have different guests on here, and we can just chat it up or talk about things that we've both gone through and that hopefully we can help you feel seen in. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too, like the whole call out culture thing. Like, I feel like that's really been dying. I don't know, I feel like I haven't seen it. I mean, it still exists, let's be real, but I feel like the whole idea of like a rage bait cycle of every 2 weeks there's a new topic that we get mad at, we all throw pitchforks at this one person, they get berated, they get canceled, whatever, they get ostracized, and then we move on to the next person. I feel like that's low-key dying down, or maybe that's just my algorithm. I'm not seeing as much of it, or I'm not interacting. I think that's also a choice too. Like, you can complain about something on social media, but it's also about what you're doing with your own algorithm. Like, if you're sitting there and watching more than 30 seconds of those rant videos, well, you're contributing to the problem because you're giving them watch time and you're teaching the algorithm that that's what you like. So it's also your responsibility as the consumer to consume what makes you feel good and to stay away from those rage bait videos. Like, even though that's what they're designed for, they're designed to make you all like want to like argue and get all riled up, and that's what builds engagement in this day and age, unfortunately, because being reactive is what sells, sadly. Not all the time, but sometimes these people fall into it and fall into that trap. It's not to say I've never done it, because, you know, they're very conniving and sneaky, these rage baiters, but, and we've talked about this before on the podcast, but I feel like that is not sustainable in the long run, and I feel like those days are slowly going to dry up, and it's more going to be about long-term creativity and long-term stability in terms of like building a platform. I think as I'm getting to my later part of my 20s, I'm allowing myself to relax a little bit and not take everything so serious. Like, no, I'm not going to combust into thin air at 30 years old once the clock strikes midnight on August 10th. Like, that's just not going to happen. I'm still going to be breathing, alive and well, hallelujah, right? So it's like, I'm trying to do, not even trying, like, I feel like I've deprogrammed my brain from like, must do this by age 30 or else failure. Like, no, I don't have to stick with one thing. If I don't like it anymore, I don't have to keep doing it, or I can pick it back up later. I'm learning to listen to my instincts, listen to my calling. As Pocahontas's grandma would say, listen to the wind and follow the wind, okay? But seriously though, like, I've been learning to like release shame, release guilt of wanting what I want, release the feeling of like, I'm going this path, but everybody else is going this. Who gives a beep? Who gives a beep? Like, actually, I have to live my own life. Y'all gotta live y'all own lives. They gotta live their own lives. And that's it, you know? It's not all gonna follow one exact blueprint, and that's okay. You're not gonna be on the same timeline as this influencer. Even though they're the same age as you, they do the same type of content. It's okay if you're not seeing that yet. Because that's another thing I've learned about, is divine timing. Some of these things I've wanted, even if they've been desires of mine for a long time, if I would have gotten it in that moment, I would have fumbled it. It would have ruined me. I wouldn't have had the confidence for it. I wouldn't have had the like spiritual immune system for it, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't have been able to handle that, or have the capacity to handle the things I wanted. Whereas now I got a better head on my shoulders. I don't know everything, but my desires come less from an ego place, and they come more from like an actual internal want and desire for it. Like, I don't want to be a famous influencer because I think it's going to give me clout. I want to connect with people who are like-minded and who I can transform, and they can help transform me. And that's not to say I don't want the accolades either, because I would be lying. Like, I want my plaque, and I will be getting my plaque. Okay, we're manifesting that and putting that out there. I'm getting my all the things, the brand trips and stuff. Like, of course, hard work gotta pay off at some point. But again, with the whole divine timing thing, like, it's okay if I'm not on the same trajectory as influencer A and influencer B and C, because influencer Aisha is doing her own thing, and nobody can literally take away what's meant for you. So like, just being solid and knowing that, I literally sleep so much better at night, because it's like, I'm not sitting here feeling like a failure because it's not being done on this timeline or at this exact time. Like, you just gotta let the book play out, let life play, let the movie play, let the show play. Stop trying to come to conclusions before you even get to the good part. Like, just let the movie play. So I've been taking acting classes for the past few weeks now, and we need to talk about it. I need to tell you guys what I've learned, what I've reflected on. Another piece of Heyieasha lore that you guys might not know, I also have been a theater kid adjacent throughout my whole life. Like, of course, everybody wanted to be on Disney Channel. That was me. But like, I would dibble dabble in some like middle school performances. I was in this like one-off Broadway performance, this play called Spelling Bee. They were literally picking out random people from the crowd, and I just happened to get lucky and I got chosen to go on stage. So I had my little mini Broadway debut. We didn't really have much drama classes in high school, which I was really bummed out about. So I didn't do much of that in high school. But in college, I took like some acting for the camera classes because, you know, I wanted to like supplement my TV production career. So I got to do a lot of stuff like that. And I was supposed to take more classes, but 2020 happened, and then I kind of just like fizzled out. But recently I've been getting that calling again to take up acting, just being on the stage, allowing myself to play, to be free, and to get out of my own way. And let me tell you, it's the most fun, intimidating, rewarding, hardest, easiest, most fun thing ever. That's the best way I can describe it. It's fun because you're literally an adult. You're pushing 30 years old playing make-believe on stage with other adults. What are we doing with our lives? I think that's so cool. That's a choice that you can just make. Like, that's an excellent use of free will. Being a professional make-believe player is elite. Like, of course I want to do that. So that's been fun, like allowing yourself to go back to that like version of you on the schoolyard who's like, oh, I'm gonna be Galleria, you're gonna be Chanel, like assigning roles for the Cheetah Girls. That has been so much fun, and like exploring that side of myself. It's been challenging and rewarding because the camera does not lie, okay? Any little blink you make, any little fidget, any little we know that you're nervous, we know that you're scared, we know that you don't know your lines, we know there's no hiding it, which I love and hate at the same time. Not really hate, but like, you know what I mean. It's very much truth. Like, you have to be truthful. There's no faking. Ironically enough, in acting, you'd think you're just playing make-believe, like I said, but it's actually you being real under fake circumstances. That's like the big thing that they always say. It's not really imaginary because you're still really doing it. Like, you're still really acting out that argument. You're still really saying those words. You're still really looking into somebody's eyes and professing your love to them and asking them to marry you. Like, you're really doing these things with another person, even though it is under fake circumstances, but it still has that intensity. And if you're somebody who is sometimes I can be a little what do you call it? Like, intimacy, the idea of just letting those guards down and just like getting out of your ego. Still something I'm learning about. But that's why I'm in these classes, because I'm like, you might as well just face it head on. Like, if I'm saying I want to scale this podcast, I want to do this, I want to be the next CEO of somebody's company, okay, my company, but if I want to do all this stuff, like, I have to just rip the band-aid off. And that's the type of person I am. Like, I would just throw myself into things and just do it. It might be uncomfortable, but eventually it's not going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be second nature. And like, literally from class 1 to now, I feel such an immense difference, even with just like how I carry myself, how I feel about myself, like being able to take up space and being comfortable with taking up space and not feeling like, you know, you're trying to hog the attention, you think so highly of yourself. No, it's just I simply have so much energy and I need to expand that. Like, I have so much emotional depth. I have so much life experience. I have so many observations. I have so many truths. I have had so many uncomfortable moments in my life. yeah, I want to go on stage and I want to share that and I want to use those experiences that I've had, play these different characters and let that shine through so that somebody in that audience can feel something. I feel like if I was able to do that on a grand scale or even on a small independent scale, that would be so cool. Like, I don't need to be Viola Davis. I don't need to be Lupita Nyong'o out here, but I just want to be in a story that's meaningful to somebody, even if it's just one person, even if it's just me. Like, that's really why I chose to be an actress, not just to, yeah, it is fun, of course. Like, I'm having the time of my life. It's literally like my inner child playing, but also to help transform myself and help transform others, you know? Highly recommended if you're in like if you're kind of like a shy person, if you feel like you need to just rip the band-aid off and just throw yourself into something, I highly recommend acting. They're gonna have you do some weird exercises, but don't worry, everybody is there for the same reason. Nobody's judging you. In fact, the weirder you feel, the more cringe you feel, that's how you know you're doing it right. You have to, whenever you feel like you need to run away, that's actually when you need to lean in more, because that means you're doing it right, because you feel it. So it's been very interesting. Like, it's so funny because a lot of it, art imitates life, right? So a lot of the lessons you'll learn in these classes, it's like, oh wait, I can take that with me in my real life. Like, that's just good general advice. So that has been very fun for me. We actually have one of our like big scenes that we're doing next week. We're going to be filming that. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Maybe, perhaps, because we're going to be recording them, maybe I'll upload a clip. Perhaps. I don't know yet. Let's not get crazy. Don't, you know, I'm not gonna make any promises, but if I feel like it and I can, you know, throw the nerves away, then maybe I'll upload it, but we'll see. Let's talk about this unnecessary TikTok drama that has probably already passed by now because everything moves so fast on TikTok, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway because it was a large conversation. So you may or may not have heard of Bootgate, the mysterious Bootgate. So what happened, Aisha? Let me tell you what happened, okay? So we're on TikTok, right? And this girl named Kat, she uploads a video saying how she was in a flea market in Silver Lake, Los Angeles, California. She had seen this girl wearing a pair of cowgirl boots and they looked really cute. And she had been on the hunt for some cowgirl boots for a minute now because she just, you know, was looking for some. So she sees somebody out in the wild with like the exact boots that she wants. She's thinking, oh my God, this is my lucky day. Let me tell her how much I love these boots and maybe she'll tell me, you know, where she got them from.
I had one of the most unhinged interactions with a girl that I've had in a long time today. And it's just so weird to me because I think I forget that not every girl is a girl's girl because I'm definitely a girl's girl. All my friends are girls. And so it's weird to me when I meet a girl that's not. So I was at the Silver Lake Flea Market today. For the past few months, I have been looking for very specifically vintage cowboy boots with a heel on, similar to like vintage Christian Dior or Isabel Marant. They're just very hard to find. And I saw this girl today and she was wearing this killer outfit, super cute little crop with these like baggy jeans. And then she had her pants tucked into the coolest rhinestone cowboy boots. They were circa 2000s. They're perfection. So I went up to her and I was like, girl, your fit is fitting. You look amazing. I've been looking for boots just like that. Where did you get them? And what brand are they? First of all, she acted like I was attacking her. I was like, oh, hey girl. And she was like, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like startle you. And she was like, oh, it's fine. She was like with her, I guess, boyfriend or something. And she's like, my cowboy boots? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, these boots? And in my brain, I'm thinking, no, bitch, the boots on your hands. But you know, I want to find out where these boots are from. So I'm like, yeah, the ones you're wearing. And she was like, oh, yeah, they're cool, right? And I was like, yeah, they're amazing. Like, I've been looking for boots like that forever. And she's like, yeah, see, the thing about these boots, can't really say. And I was like, you can't really say what? My fucking light went out, whatever. She's like, yeah, I can't say where I got them. I was like, oh, you don't remember? And she's like, no, I know where I got them. No, like, I know where I got them. Okay, so are your boots in the witness protection program? Like, what's the deal? And she's like, yeah, it's just, you know, I've told people before where I've gotten things because, you know, like people always ask me because of my style. And I really just hate when I see other people in LA with the same things as me. Girl, there's like 4 million people in LA. What you talking about? And I was like, oh, okay, well, I promise I won't wear them on the same days as you. And she's like, yeah, but like, how would you know when I'm wearing them? What the fuck? oh, so you want to gatekeep the cowboy boots? And she was like, I just, I don't want other people to have the same boots as me. And I was like, well, statistically speaking, unless those are one of one, there are people out there that have the same boots as you. Just don't know about them. And she was like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, okay. So then I'm like, all right, cool, no worries. And I took my phone out because I was like, I'm just going to take a photo of them and reverse Google image them when she walks away. And her boyfriend was like, Ella, just tell her where you got your stupid boots. And she's like, no, Rod. See, you're never on my side. You hate when I live my truth, and this is a boundary for me. And my boundary is that I don't like telling people where I get my stuff. I don't really think that's how boundaries work, but okay. And so I'm like, I'm gonna leave you guys alone now. So I'm like backing up, trying to take a photo, and they're like fully arguing. And Rod's like, just tell her. And he's like, to me, he's like, wait, she's going to tell you where you got these boots. And I'm like, no, Rod, not really my style anyways. And I walked away. But I did get a photo of them, and I will be reverse Google imaging them. And I will be getting those boots. And I will be going back to that market, and I will be wearing them on the same day. And I hope she's there.
So she's like, hey girl, oh my God, I love your outfit. I love your boots. Can you please tell me where you got them from? And this girl was not feeling it. She looked at her like, sorry, I don't tell people where I get my things from. So Kat took it upon herself to take a picture of the boots. She looked it up on Google Images, and she was able to find that they were a pair of Azalea Wang boots sold at your local Urban Outfitters, y'all, for about $100. So that's what happened. And this interaction, this story time, caused a riff among the girly girls, okay? So now this boot hunt, this wild boot chase has turned into a feminist conversation. So now the question becomes, is it a girl's girl of you to gatekeep where you get your things from? Oh, God. Before I get into this, I think everybody is doing the most on everybody's side. Okay, at the end of the day, these are boots. You know, what are we talking about here? We're in a recession, y'all. Look who the president is. I think we got more things to talk about. Myself personally, I feel like you have the right to gatekeep whatever you want, okay? If you want to guard that white t-shirt with your life, if you want to guard those shoes, that perfume, that lip gloss with your life, with everything you have, you'll put your whole savings down on it just to protect it. Go, you do what you want to do. That's your prerogative. And like, nobody can actually make you do anything you don't want to do. That's just like, literally, nobody can make you do anything. No matter how much they beg, scream, throw the mob at you, you don't have to tell anybody anything. That's your prerogative, right? But I'm just like, I don't know. I myself personally, and now you'd think because I'm a Leo and you'd think that like, oh, Leos just want attention, you're copying me. I don't care when people ask me where I get my things from. In fact, I take it as a compliment. Like, if you're, first of all, people already don't talk to each other these days. Everybody's always in their phones. So for you to muster up the courage to come up to me in the wild and tell me how much you like my outfit, where'd you get it from? Why? I feel like that would be so bizarre of me to be like, sorry, I don't tell people where I get my things from. I would be like, like, I don't know. I just feel like, this is just me. You don't have to agree now. But I feel like if your self-image is so shaky that somebody asking you where you got something from feels like it's a threat to your sense of self and your individuality, did you have it to begin with? I don't know. But again, you can do what you want. If look. There was this one time, this girl on TikTok, she showed a dress, but she got it from a small boutique in her town. That I completely understand, because that's like almost doxing yourself at that point. Now, the people that were getting mad at her for that, I don't agree with that. That's literally safety at that point. But a stranger you're never gonna see ever again, making this whole, I don't like it when people have the things I have, even though you bought it from a store that everybody shops at. I just don't know what that is, like psychologically. Is that like only child syndrome? Like, I don't want anybody having what I have. I'm the only person to ever wear this Lululemon zip up. I'm the only person to ever wear a brown lip liner. Like, I don't get that. Because you also probably were on Pinterest looking up those same exact things. You were also on TikTok typing in brown lip liners. You were also typing in yoga pants. So why is it a problem when somebody is just directly asking? That's like this new thing that people get mad at on TikTok, where they'll be like, oh, what shoes are we wearing this summer, girls? And then people will be like, get a personality. You can't shop for yourself. You can't think for yourself. But it's like, guys, why do we forget that we're on an information sharing app? Like, so it's okay for you to type in recipes. It's okay for you to type in, affordable clothes near me. But when somebody's actually asking directly, it's a problem. Like, I don't know, this like fake individuality or like over individuality to the point where you're like shunning people from very basic things. I don't know, it's very anti-community feeling. Like, I don't know. I've had experiences where people have like excluded me from things purposely, like in my face excluded me from things. So maybe I'm just sensitive to that, and I wouldn't want somebody to feel like, no, you can't have what, like, I just feel like I would not do that to a stranger. Now, let's not act like people don't copy your personality and copy your style. I'm not saying that doesn't exist. I feel like you have to more so watch people that you know in real life that are like asking every single detail. What did you wear? Where'd you get this? Where'd you do that? Blah, blah, blah. That you need to watch out for. But I'm saying a stranger, like a woman asking me where I got my shoes from would not send me into maximum overdrive and like, oh my God, I'm not an individual anymore. Like, no, I would take that as a compliment, because that means your taste is superior. And like, you're basically a walking curator, a walking mood board for these girls. But then these same girlies will be like, it girl, icon, baddie in their Instagram profiles, but you don't want somebody asking you where you got something from. And it was just the way it was done. Like, I would understand if she was just like, no, I don't remember, or I thrifted it, like just some little white lie. I feel like that would have been better than, no, I don't tell people where I get my things. Like, it's, I don't know, it gave self-important. But the girlies were saying that, it's giving, I'm a nice guy until you reject me and not give me your number, then I'm gonna retaliate and call you a bitch. Like, you guys just don't know how to take rejection. And I get it. Like, was Kat doing a little bit too much with like the pestering? Maybe you could argue that. But again, I'm still gonna go back to my original point. We're talking about boots. We're not talking about a social security number. We're not talking about a man asking you for your phone number to where they can enter that number into Google and find where you live. Like, I don't know why we're comparing those two things, honestly, but that's what the girls were saying. The girls were saying that, we're just promoting consumerism by asking people where they got their stuff from, but they're the ones gatekeeping products and like putting so much importance on products. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, I get you want to gatekeep certain things. Like, I don't know, maybe things that are rare, I can understand you kind of want to like keep. I don't know. I just don't, it's not something that's as important to me. And this is coming from like a fashion girly. Like, I be on Mercari, I be on Poshmark, I be looking at those keywords and saving them and looking multiple times a day to see what comes up in my size. Like, I really do this fashion stuff in real life, but it's like, I still don't feel like I would feel threatened if somebody asked me where I got something from. But that's just myself personally. I'm gonna tell you guys this story. I know I said I don't want to be messy, but I'm gonna post. That's why I'm posting it here. I'm not posting it on TikTok because I don't want this to get bigger than what it needs to be. Because I have no ill will with this person. I don't, whatever. But this is my experience with gatekeeping. So one time, I was on this girl's TikTok live and she was doing a get ready with me, and she looked stunning. Like, this girl is honestly beautiful. Like, I still think she's gorgeous. Okay. And she was doing her blush and it looked so pretty on her. We had like similar skin tones. I was like, oh my God, I need to know what blush that is. So I put in the chat, I was like, oh my God, girl, that blush is so pretty. What blush is that? And you, please, I don't do story times. I have no reason to exaggerate. I don't have any reason to be dramatic. I'm telling you, this is exactly what she did, okay? So you're me, right? You just typed in, oh my God, girl, love your blush. What is it? What's the name of it? Okay? And I'm her. Like, she looked at me and looked at me up and down, sideways, around the roundabout. Like, I just asked her to do some bizarre, weird, unspeakable act on camera. Like, the venomous look, the look of just like, how dare you ask me, somebody doing a get ready with me, what blush name this is? I was like, oh my God. And then I just got out of the live and I don't really interact with her content anymore. Again, I don't have any ill will towards this person. Maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe she's one of these gatekeepers that just, it's very serious. But I just feel like the venue that we're at, like we're on an Instagram live, you're doing your makeup. Like I didn't think it was an inappropriate question to ask, but that's the reaction I got. So, these people be gatekeeping. What do you guys think? Do you guys gatekeep? I mean, I gatekeep some stuff. Obviously, I gatekeep personal details about myself. I gatekeep my gossip. I don't be telling people's business and stuff like that. But like, I'm just not a person that's gonna like go out of my way to exclude somebody from something. Like, I just don't think it's that serious. But everybody has their own opinion. If you do gatekeep, don't be shy. Nobody's gonna attack you. You have every right to gatekeep. If you do gatekeep, please tell me why in the comments. If you don't gatekeep, please tell me why in the comments. In my opinion, I do think a girl's girl is somebody that shares things, be it something as small as perfume or like sharing advice in dangerous situations with partners and stuff. Like, I think people are so pedantic and like, no, a girl's girl is this, a girl's girl is only that. Like, no, it's a whole spectrum. It's just having your fellow ladies back and not doing no dumb shit for the sake of making yourself look better or to prop yourself up against another woman. It really is as simple as that. And that is as simple as it is a broad umbrella. Like, there's so many different things. I do think sharing things like, oh, where you get your nails done, ooh girl, where'd you get your braids done from, like, that's a part of community. What? And then they were saying that it was a whole marketing scheme, but I actually don't think it was fake. Like, people are saying that she made the whole story up and it was like some shady convoluted ad. I actually just think it was happenstance. Like, with the vitriolic reaction, like, no, I'm not surprised that somebody would react that harshly over being asked where she got their boots from with the way everybody was reacting. So no, I don't think it was fake. I think that really did happen. Did she maybe like be a little extra and dramatic with it? Perhaps, but I think it was just opportunity marketing. Like, they saw the opportunity, they ran with it, and now she's being plastered on ads and stuff. I think everybody's doing the most, take people's no seriously, but also, ladies, let's calm down, take it down a notch. It's really not that serious. Nobody's gonna take your stuff, take your style. I promise it's not going nowhere. If you either have it or you don't, okay? No shade, but you either have it or you don't. So that's all I gotta say on the matter. What you can expect, we're gonna be doing more. I'm gonna be doing my bonus Princess Tiana episode, like I said I would. We're also gonna be doing some Mean Girls analysis later on down the line. But yeah, you guys, that's gonna be it for me in this yappy yap episode. Don't forget to sign up for the email list. If I have it in the description box, hopefully I do have it by now. And who knows, maybe I will do a merch giveaway, so stay tuned for that. You'll have to wait and see. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you download today's episode if you're listening to me on streaming, and I will catch you guys next week. Bye.